Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. With that, we head up to MetLife Stadium as we'll hand it over to the two men that'll call the action, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Darnold. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. And we take a look now at the New York offense.
And this team is coming in off of their open week, and to me, a pretty good time to have it, too, because it's pretty much right in the middle of the season. So I would think that they'll be pretty well rested and ready to go for the second half of the season. But even more importantly, they got a little bit of a mental break as well. That's going to help, too.
Now a pass taken in by the tight end, Herndon. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Defensively, here are the starters for New England. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. He's letting this one go for Fuller. That's going to be caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Will Fuller, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. Now let's give you a look here at the New England offense.
And they're coming off a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be, can they get a second win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ballgame.
On second down, Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Check three. 218, chop.
Block off a play action. But he's got his man Hilton. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 44-yard line.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Here's a first down throw that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Lock going to try and throw on third down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. This from 50. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Now a play fake here on first down. And he rifles one incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Back to the air on second down. It's Lock. And he whips that one incomplete there. N'Keal Harry was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On second down, it's Bell. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Silver. Hey, look, 3, like that.
On first down, it's Darnold. He's got Herndon, his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Offense.
And that'll set them back 5. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down. After the penalty, it's Bell. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Check Mike, 20%.
Brings up third down.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
Pick that. Good stuff. Keep going.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on third down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Looking to throw on second down. Lock. And that'll be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Here's Lock. And finding Proen. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 45-yard line. Lock now. 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. General West.
This is Freeman on first and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. On play action, Lock. And the grab made by the tight end Pruitt.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. Complete to Hilton. It's a pickup of 17 there. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. New England on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Locke. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. A play fake, and it's Darnold. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. The shotgun snap for Darnold. He finds his target, Fuller. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down. That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Darnold. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
A quick throw out wide, caught by Crowder. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Bell. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3. The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Darnold, and he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. from the gun on third down. Locke. Throwing left side, it's complete. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there for New England. 41 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 13-yard line. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress as he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Johnson. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Looking to throw again on second down. Darnold. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And we take some time to spotlight T.Y. Hilton now. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is it allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance. they think there's no one that can cover them, no matter how many people are put in his direction, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw is probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable. And really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Back to throw, Darnold. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Darnold from the gun. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll run here with Freeman. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? On 2nd down, here's Locke toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Locke now on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So a little late drama in the first half as that kick will give them the lead into intermission.
Isn't this fun the way that this is unfolding? You're exactly right. The late drama, 3 points go up on the board, and we go into the half with a new leader.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the Falcons who were able to pick up the victory at home. Matt Ryan, strong in the victory, as his guys looked better than a team that had won just one game coming in. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. So here are the Patriots to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And some room to work. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Devontae Freeman, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And let's shift our attention to Will Fuller. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
A first down carry for Bell, but he'll work forward for only about a yard. Josh Jackson, the former Iowa Hawkeye, made the play defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now this throw caught left side, and he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain there of 21 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now a first down carry by Bell. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. After he cleared the line of scrimmage, nice little hole developed.
Yeah, great blocking right there at the start. But how about his vision, finding the open spaces and letting his feet carry him to him?
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty.
4 down, 4 down.
They'll go again with Bell. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves him with a more standard second down.
Second down at the 32-yard line.
Time 52 by 52. Here we go, D. Double tight, double tight.
Second and 5 now. Darnold, throw complete to Herndon. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
came up about a yard short, but I can't help it, Brandon. I love it when the big guy gets the football and he tries to battle his way forward. There's something about those guys carrying the ball and watching people trying to stop them. That's just great theater.
Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it big-time jaunt. Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Block now to throw. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Throwing on first down is Locke. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep left. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there.
Let's go, baby.
To number 13.
Ready. 70.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel real. Dorsett's got it. Touchdown, Patriots. Philip Dorsett, his second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Again, it's Bell. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaking up on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 45-yard line. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. A first carry for Trenton Cannon. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
One more time, it's Cannon. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for in the past, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 29. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Devontae Freeman. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Jets. And even 50 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And now a carry here for their fullback. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. 2nd and 5 now. Darnold. Herndon's got it complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This time it's 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, here's Cannon. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now it's Darnold to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. They give it off here to the tight end. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. In for the score. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. Sanders on for the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Freeman again. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now a play fake, and here's Locke. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Locke again here on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Jenkins in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter. I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the 1st tackle. Luckily enough,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Darnold now to throw. And that is incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position. And back onto the field now comes Devontae Freeman. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run, Devontae Freeman. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. 3rd and 10. Expect a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And his kick here is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Darnold and the Jets now down by 15. 1:47 on the clock. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check me outside. Come to my world. We want it. Come to my world.
Darnold on 1st down. This one caught by Crowder. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Darnold trying to hustle everybody along with the clock moving. Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold, and he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. Here's Darnold.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To the air again, Darnold. And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
Extra point up and good by Sanders as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And the Patriots are going to recover, and that should just about assure victory. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. The Patriots in the victory formation as they'll take the knee. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Patriots, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, their season is on life support.